Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and it is once again that time of the week. That's right, as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at a few of the biggest video game news stories that we got this week. We're also going to look at some of the biggest video game announcements that took place this last week, and of course, we will check out the biggest video game releases you're not going to want to miss. But do me a quick favor, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. And, well, we're going to start with the Nintendo Direct, kind of. It actually wasn't a Nintendo Direct, it was a Pokemon Present showcase this week, celebrating and giving us info on the future of Pokemon. Now, while much of the showcase was dedicated to non-video game Pokemon stuff, including TV shows, the card game, and even plans for a theme park land in Japan, we of course received a ton of updates about mobile games, including Pokemon Go, Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Trading Card Game, and more. We also did get the announcement and then, well, the shadow release of Pokemon Friends, a puzzle game on both mobile and the Nintendo Switch systems, which we'll talk a little bit about later in this video. We also got info on Pokemon Champions coming to mobile and Switch systems in 2026. Then the showcase ended with a look at the upcoming Pokemon Legends ZNA coming to the Nintendo Switch 1, as well as there's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 version on October 16th, and I'll definitely be picking that one up and playing it. Now, we also did get a console announcement this week. Actually, I guess it would be more of a special edition, as we are getting a special Pac-Man edition of the Atari 2600 Plus retro console. It is scheduled to release this October for, I think it's around $130. The console is designed like the base Atari 2600 Plus, which is based around the original 1977 version of the console, but this edition is yellow with Pac-Man branding and comes with a cartridge that has both the Atari 2600 and Atari 7800 versions of Pac-Man included. There will also be special edition joysticks colored and branded, with the Ghost sold separately. Next up, let's take a look at some gaming announcements, and we are going to start with previously mentioned Pokemon Friends. It was announced at the Pokemon Present Showcase, and, well, then Shadow Drop, making it available to download right now on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 for $9.99, and there's actually a free-to-start version on mobile. The game is a puzzle-style game where you take on daily puzzles. Now, each puzzle is lightly themed around a Pokemon. Pikachu's puzzle asks you to connect a board of light bulbs in one line. Makahita's Might Moves is a classic strength puzzle in which you'll have to move boulders in the right order to reach the flag. They're all very basic, with a trio of puzzles only lasting up to a few minutes. Now, an absolute huge announcement we got this week that is definitely for a maturity audience is Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival. It received an announcement trailer this week showing off an absolute brutal survival horror game coming to the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. In the first-person action survival horror game, you will take on the role of Aiden, and you must use the power of a mysterious puzzle box, the Genesis configuration, to help your girlfriend, Sunny's, escape from the otherworldly hellscape of the labyrinth. And this is a big surprise, and it looks awesome. I don't think they gave us a release date on this, but hopefully it's around Halloween, because this would definitely be a fun game to play around the Halloween season. Now, 2XKO received a gameplay reveal trailer this week, showing off some fun, fast-looking, impressive fighting gameplay. The free-to-play game features 2v2 gameplay where players can choose two champions from the League of Legends roster and utilize a tagged system to switch between them during combat. Though we are still waiting on a release date, it is expected to get a 2025 release date on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on this one. Now, Neon Inferno received a new official gameplay trailer announcing a demo you can play on Steam right now. And I haven't downloaded it yet, but I am planning to check it out. And this is ahead of its release on the Nintendo Switch consoles, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox systems. The game is explained as a 2D cyberpunk-themed action game that blends run and gun and gallery shooter mechanics. Players take on the role of assassins for the family, a crime syndicate in a dystopian New York City, battling rival factions and the corrupt New York Police Department. Also, Sledding Game was announced at the Secret Sauce Gaming Showcase for PC. Now, there's no word on a release date or even a possibility that it's coming to consoles, but I really hope it does because this looks promising. Now, the game is an upcoming online multiplayer game where players use proximity chat, well, to just kind of hang out with friends. You can sled with friends, you can participate in races, hang out in the lodge, you can play in darts, and just a ton more. It's a cozy, chill atmosphere, and it's all about, hanging out with your friends. I think this looks like some fun. Hopefully it comes to consoles also. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases, and we're actually going to start with, well, I guess it's kind of DLC, as if you have the original game, you can download this version. There is an upgrade, but there's also a Switch 2 version you can go purchase in stores. Anyways, what we're talking about is Super Mario Party Jamboree. Like I said, you can upgrade the original Switch version to this version. The update adds the new Jamboree TV, along with other new modes and mini games, including support for mouse controls, improved graphics, better frame rates, and more. I'm definitely going to be jumping in and playing this. I think Mario Party Jamboree is the best Mario Party game ever, and I'm going to have you having some fun with this, so definitely check for that on the channel. Also, Killing Floor 3 released this week on the PlayStation 5, the PC, and Xbox Series systems. Now, the game is a first-person survival horror game where players fight waves of bioengineered monsters called Zeds. Now, you can battle in both single-player and up to 6-player co-op modes. Players join the rebel group Nightfall to battle Harzines, Zeds, and, well, just try and survive the outbreak. Also, Wild Hearts S released on the Nintendo Switch 2 this week, joining the previous releases on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. In the action RPG, you will explore the fantasy world of Azuma, which is inspired by feudal Japan, and hunt giant nature-infused beasts called kimono. The game features a unique Karukuri system that allows players to build structures and tools for combat and traversal. The game does offer both single-player and cross-platform multiplayer options. Now, Wheel World released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The game is an open-world adventure game where players control a cyclist named Kat. You must save the world by collecting legendary bike parts and performing a special ritual. The game features a third-person perspective, racing challenges, bike customization, and exploration of a vibrant, stylized world. And this looks like it might be some fun. This is another one I'm going to keep my eye on. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on July 24th. The week started with us having an absolute blast, destroying everything in our path as we dive deeper and deeper into the world of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Then we got the Pokemon Present Showcase, which, it was a bit underwhelming, to say the least. And the week ended with the best Mario Party game ever getting even better, with the release of the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Mario Party Jamboree. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments. And do me a favor, if this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And we hope to see you on the next one. Shoge World, out.